The Punch TV. For no mama makwa baba the Punch TV so make sure say any day the kind na dey hwe channel ya na say obe subscribe dey ama no like no share we so abeja wadwen che or comment section ho enso e dey aka ho abusuafo say wa onim say the Punch TV dey ba na current stories ne political affairs bia say the Punch TV dey dem ba kope abusuafo say amle america say story bi flow so abebo for mama che say apai ama che say gentle ha obi a twe ne sere ne abasa abusuafo mma yenko hwe story ne mra ye ba ye de mu nchiremu nyina ebebrem.
With new equipment, they didn't receive any, there was no proper training, they are using their old equipment, and you had the athletes, the riders, she said we're using our aluminium bikes when the people we are competing with are using fiber bicycles. We sat in the bucket of a pickup of our coach. My boot size is size X. I was given size Z1. And you hear all these things, lights go off twice. And the lights, when the lights go off these days, they say it's not doom so. Okay. They say it's doom CSA. Okay. I think that what happened at Cape Coast Stadium and what has been happening all through is called doomshe. It's called the lights that
The
go off
Punch
and
TV.
come back on without any announcement, without timetable. It's called doomshe. Because I'm sure the government and the people in the authority will think that, oh, it's doomshe. It's doomshe. It's not doomso. It's not doom CSA. It's doomshe. Doom. What we have now is doomshe. Yen doomshe some bekasana. What be work can buy you doomshe. And you find all these things happening. A common ambulance. And you remember that somebody died. Somebody's wife died in Fiji. Right? Because the ambulance came and they were demanding for fuel. The ambulance service was not there. And we have a local organizing committee. They are going to be paid allowances and going to be paid money. We have spent millions of Ghana cedis that we are not supposed to have. And sometimes you ask yourself, were we ready for this? What was the intention? Was the intention to go and contest to win medals, or was the intention to go and just throw face? Because if you want people to go and win medals, like Intumi and Jackson have done, you would actually empower them to win medals, to be like Egypt that has won over 50 medals. In our case, we actually beat the people down, we frustrated, humiliate them, and then we ask them to go and compete. That's what we do to the young people in this country. We don't give them jobs. Those who want to make a mark on their own, we beat them down, we frustrate and humiliate them. That's what we do to young people in this country. Then we expect patriotism and volunteerism from them. It will not happen. Meanwhile, the people who are part of the local organizing committee and so disrespectfully, like what the government does to us, they have not even written a common statement to apologize. The so-called local organizing committee, the so-called local organizing committee, after spending so much of our money, the so-called local organizing committee, they have not even had the decency to write a common statement to apologize for all of what is happening. Lights are going off twice in our opening match. Fans had to put on their phone lights. Cycling match, no ambulance. Cycler, no proper bicycle. They said that, and even there was even one other who said that, when they start, as soon as they started the cycling race, his tube got burst, so he had to pull out. What a shit! How else can we embarrass ourselves? How else can we? Maba was sure when you are How else more can we embarrass ourselves? How else can we do that? And then when you say, they say, oh, you are not saying anything nice about the government, you are saying all these negatives because you want to bring down the government. The lights that went off, is it my mother or my late father who went to put it off? As they ask in local parlance. Was it Johnie Hughes who went to put it off? The equipment that was not provided for the athletes, was it me who prevented them or precluded them from having access to those? The usage of their own old or obsolete equipment. Was it me who encouraged them to do that? The boots that didn't fit onto their feet, right? We know that they were size 40 something. We give them size 30 something. Was it me? Was it me? I'll show you another example. I'll go back to 2022. My good friend Dennis Miracles Abuaji, he's the spokesperson for the Baumia campaign. He's also a presidential staffer and former MC for Ekwapim North. Listen to him when I asked him about NAPCO. At the time, NAPCO was just owed 4 months. Today, NAPCO is owed more than 9 months or so, and they have not been paid many years on. Listen to him.
Johnny's Bite.
It is complete dishonesty. It is insincerity for anybody to even try to compare where we are now to where we found ourselves in 2016 and say that it was better than now. We have made.
Are you saying
The Punch
comparatively, and those are the things.
Let's go to the
Elijah,
Let's go to the station.
allow him, please.
Sorry, please.
Allow him. Thank you.
So you are saying that we are in a better place now than we were in 2016?
Every single thing that affects a Ghanaian, me, and a young person at home, we are better off, including even the unemployed. And let me come to the famous NAPCO guys. Even the NAPCO guy today, who is owed by government for 4 months, is better off than it was in 2016, because in 2016, this morning, he was home sleeping and wondering who even owes him to go and chase the person after.
NAPCO beneficiary?
Yes, because today, at least the NAPCO beneficiary is on a certain list. The government is owing him for 4 months. When I have someone owing me, I am better off than being in so much poverty that I haven't even had anything to do with for the person to owe me.
Have you seen the letter that the
agency? Sorry, it's just a point. I don't want to digress.
I asked you a question too. Have you seen the letter that the meteorological agency wrote? They say those NAPCO beneficiaries who are not coming to work, if opportunities come, they will not be considered. The guys are also saying we don't have money to transport ourselves to and from work. And you say they're in a better place.
Johnny, I will not digress. My point I am making on NAPCO is that in 2016, if I am a young Ghanaian that has graduated, had no job, I was part of an association of unemployed graduates.
Right.
Between 2017 and now, I have been working and being given some stipend, albeit it's small. And as it stands now, I have worked in government.
The Punch TV.
Anybody watching me that is fair-minded and objective would know that as it stands now, I have government owing me about 2,800 Ghana cedis, which means that I am far better off compared to 2016, that by this time, I have not even been able to hold a cutlass for someone to owe me 30 cedis, for me to even have a premise to go after.
So, for my good friend Dennis Abuaji, government owing NAPCO people puts them in a better place. And in fact, the whole country is in a better place than we used to be. What they complained about in opposition. You see what young people have been commissioned to do to young people. That's why the old people will call us coconut heads and they will not see what is good for us. He said, government owing you is good. At the time, where the NAPCO beneficiaries were owed just 4 months. Today, how many months are they owed? And how long has it been since they were last owed? Today, when the government talks about achievements and employment, the president doesn't talk about NAPCO. The vice president doesn't say, the chief of, nobody in government even mentions NAPCO because it has become an embarrassment. Operation Clean Your Frontage. Have they been paid? Youth in afforestation. Have they been paid? Those in what do you call it? All those schemes, have they been paid? The youth of this country are watching, and it's sad how we treat the energy of the society. And sometimes you find some very old people say, "Oh, not tree." If we had money, I know the owners of all. If we had money, and we know where to put the money, would we be having such conversations? He said we are in a better place than we used to be. Is that a reality? This was in 2022, January of 2022, when I was on TV3 New Day, before I was moved here to 3FM Sunrise. January 2022. Are we in a better place? Are we really in a better place? Play the last video for
the
me.
Punch
Honorable MP for Bekwai. Play the video, Joe.
Johnny's Bite.
My first term, I was a member of the Appointments Committee. Honorable E.T. Mensah invited myself, Honorable Napo, Honorable Atachia for lunch in his house. He also said something. He says, here at the airport I live, I know the owners of all the houses around here. The politicians who own property here, I can count them on one finger. All the other properties are owned by directors, chief directors, director of this. And yet we, politicians, we accuse one another of corruption. We attack one another, and the public and civil servants click together and they laugh all the way to the bank, whilst we call one another thieves. He said, remember, in this political situation, today you are in power, tomorrow you are out of power. Let's support one another in time of need. We have failed our brother. I'm sure there are many others around us who we know we could have supported better. Let us not leave that responsibility. Nobody, like Honorable Muntaka said, nobody cares about you after here. They need you only when they have an emergency. They need you only when they want admission to an institution. They need you only when they want financial support. Once they have gotten that, you can go to hell.
That's the Honorable Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Jose Wusu MP for Bekwai. And I find the statements he had made emotional. They are looking out for themselves. But the question is, how are they looking out for the people of the Republic of Ghana? If we had systems properly working, would we need a member of parliament to go and intervene for us to have academic admission or admission into a school? If we had fixed our system well, Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, Mr. Speaker, and all those big people who travel out of this country to go and seek medical care, whether in South Africa, India, Germany, whatever it is, the E.T. Mensah that he mentioned died in South Africa. He didn't believe in the system here after being mayor and being member of parliament. And being a member of the Council of States that advises the president. He didn't believe in the system we have here. He went to South Africa. So those of us, Kweku Menu and Ni Ayite, who queue to go and vote for our members of parliament, who cannot afford to buy plane tickets, when we are ill, where do we go? Is it the Kolebu that is being run down? Or the Konfanoche that has 1.5 dialysis machine? Or the other hospitals that are in a very deplorable state? Or the Akuse Hospital, government hospital that has not had doctors in more than 3 or 4 months? Where do we go? So they are always looking out for themselves. Remember that when the MP from Fansman, nkansah, my friend, was killed, that was when they came and they said, all MPs need police guards. And we gave them police guards. The people of the Republic who queued to vote for them, have they given us police guards? People are still being killed. Ahmed Swale, killed. Many other people, killed. So they are always looking out for themselves. We elect them. We give them loans for their cars. We pay them ex gratia. We take care of their accommodation, their feeding, their everything. He says nobody cares about them. Why? What we do for them, it doesn't count. It doesn't count. That is the level of selfishness that we have in this country. Do you honestly think that if we had fixed our hospitals to be at the highest rate, anybody or somebody or whoever would want to travel outside the country? Kamala Harris will come and receive treatment at Kolebu Teaching Hospital. For where? For here or for there? Kamala Harris. Joe Biden. But we have our people going there because shamefully they know that they have not maintained and kept up to a certain standard. The facilities. Kolebu Teaching Hospital. It was built in 1923 by the colonialists. They said that, well, at the time, they used to transport their people who came here to serve and who came to colonize us, and all of those things. They used to send them out there on the ship. It took time. Some of them died while they were in transit. So they said they were going to have their version of their hospital that they have there in Europe here so that they can take care of their people. Today, go to Kolebu. It's almost a graveyard. Kolebu, it is almost a graveyard. And then you gather money and you are able to go and receive treatment in Germany, in Switzerland, in Holland, in America, in UK, in wherever. And then you come and tell us that nobody cares about you. Where did you get the money from? Because we knew some of you before you got into power. Where did you get the money from? Where did you suddenly get the money from? Is it not the people's own money? Good morning.
Mamena pending TV. Now, so far so good. Say open online portal e Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, pending TV.
For a story, no, and yakoshe edi aban, na just say in some coso Ghana ha, in some coso krum ha, just say the here so benya o data now about 10 times so. Ebusia for just say ubetimi asrea, ubetimi adwa, wani betimi agya, na just say social media no so de o so bia etimi eba so say de nkofo ka say digital no nyen blaso na eso enche me a me di dwumadi ho chia me frame nana agman wo mi so na frame ny ja meje so na mama opiao peace out
yama owi akwa baba Mansa Media College. Mansa Media College a school power ya che TV so any radio so dwumadie ya so ye e Kumase atonsu babia uwo bia opese ba Mansa Media College na be hu dwumadie yedi ni hono a yentie dwumadia yedi no Mansa Media College
se usua bribi wo media mu ana opese ohunu bribi biara efa media ho ensu eche kra
Mansa Media College e wo homa
ye wa achechefo a wa kwadiri yie wa de twemu na in studio ni ye newsroom de edi twem wonsam twemu no ye twe bribi ti se kasebo akenkan ni sinicha ni bebura ekeka ho wo multimedia mu nso ye twe bribi ti se sini mfoni asiesie mfoni nitwa ni bebura ekeka ho ye betumi nso aboa ama wo de na otwepe asunya bribi wo nkitahodie adwuma ahodo nyinaa mu esan se ye wo yankasa foni nti abri biara ye ma ya adesuafo kwan ma okọ yode ya twerɛ won adesua dan mu no
ahwefo hu ekame ese obi biara a wole bosomtwe ase enim abakosema efa nsuo hu menya abofra ketewa bi wa ha ono so se onim abakosema efa le bosomtwe hu
abusuafo ye mama kwaba eba Ghana Pages TV so emra so se the trending issues near koso ewo abe for 10 time fidie ni so ebe somo midin na eje wa akode
Mansa Media College ya ma o de we hia bia wo nkotahudie mu